Welcome, race fans. This is Ron with Big Wizard TV, bringing you some live race car action from the Nürburgring. This is the season finale of the grandpaskitchen.com GTE series from Last Man Standing Motorsports. We are in race number 25 of 25. So we have a tight points run, a tight points race going into the finale. We have quite a few cars on track already tonight. We have some guys that aren't out here every day. We've got some people we haven't seen in a little while, and we've got a couple newcomers. So let's go through the points, talk a little bit about where we are here at season finale and what's going on. As you can watch, the finishing 15 minutes of our practice session. Now tonight, just before we dig into all the details on the season, just wanted to kind of cover where we are with tonight's race. This is going to be an 8x time race. It's also double bonus on everything. Everything counts double tonight. Let me go through and double check the schedule. Make sure I'm telling you what's right. Okay, it's an 8x time and a 3x incident bonus. So it's not 2x everything. It's 3x incidents. So if you can get the 5-point incident bonus, meaning no incidents, no off tracks, no collisions, no errors, then you'll get 15 points tonight instead of 5. So bonus points are 3 times. Like I said, this is race number 25 of 25. We're at Nürburgring. This is the combined circuit. So as you watch the drivers go around, you'll see them. For most of the time, they're going to be on the circuit you see now, which is the outdoor, like they're out in the countryside. That's the hills of the Eiffel Mountains in Germany. And we're watching right now, we're watching Tim Allman go around the course through one of the higher speed sections, and then he's going to come through a few tight corners as he slows down to about first or second gear here after this little rise, a hard right-hander, and then into one of the corkscrew, I guess. Not a corkscrew, it's kind of a banked section. Oh, Joe Fierro just popped out there alongside him. So here he goes into some of the tighter sections of the track. And then we're flipping back to Joe. Joe's chasing him there on track. So. All right. And that's Kyle. Kyle Dooley's out there as well. Anyway, this is an 8x time race, which means right now we're somewhere in the afternoon. Let me see if I can grab a time here. Let me make this work without closing everything down on me. No, I don't have time today on my screen, so I'll have to figure out how to tell you what the time on the track is accelerating at 8x time. So these guys are going to be going through the evening, the nighttime, and into the morning hours as we get the race going. So right now we still have about 15 minutes of practice. We're going to do a 30-minute qualifying session, and then we'll get into the race. The qualifying's a little longer because, as you can see by the race times, the fastest lap times are in the 8-minute range, between 8 minutes and 16 seconds, up to 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So it definitely takes a while to get around here. The car definitely wiggles around quite a bit, so locking it down and getting it straight does take a little bit of time. All right, back to the standings. Point standings for Tuesday night. I'll choose my local one instead of trying to get the one remote. Phillips point standing. Here we go. Maybe it'll come up on my screen. And I'm also remote, so I'm not able to join tonight from my rig. I am on the road working. And of course, the point standing screen won't load on my local computer. That is so awesome. Flipping back to remote. Point standings. Philip Scott out front. 26 points ahead of Bill Edwards. This, again, there's 15 bonus points up for grabs if Bill can hold on and not have any X's tonight. 2 hours with 0 X at this particular track is going to be a challenge. As you can tell by the way, or you can tell by watching on the screen, the cars are constantly in the corners. This track has well over 100 corners, and we're going to add on the infield or the Grand Prix section of the track as well at the end of this. It's called Nürburgring Combined. So 26 points separate our 2 leaders. Brandon Dooley is about 95, 96 points out from the lead. He does not have a chance to change positions tonight. Mooney is in the 4th spot, and he is 117 points off the lead, with Tim Allman in 5th, 187 points back. I'm in 6th. We'll probably drop that tonight to Mackenzie because I am not able to race and I have no more provisionals. I'm 250 points out. I've only been able to race in 15 of the 25 races this year. Mackenzie's got 18 down, and he'll have his 19th tonight, and that should move him up into the 5th spot. So, should be fun. Should be a lot of fun to watch. We'll check on the championship. Now, the other thing we've been doing all season is the PAM's Pole Position Award. That was locked down last week by Philip Scott, who is our series points leader. So in the grandpaskitchen.com series, GTE series, Philip Scott locked in the PAM's Pole Position Award and currently leads in the points. So he's got a good chance of taking the whole thing tonight. With 10 points plus a 15-point gap between him and Bill with that perfect lap, perfect race, 15-point bonus. It is possible that the points lead changes, but I'm going to say it's going to be very unlikely. So let me double check my audio. Make sure everything's working right tonight. I can't hear the car sounds. Okay, they're out, Jack. All right. Yeah, I was having a little trouble. Like I said, I'm in a hotel room. I'm in Oklahoma this week working, and not able to hear the car sounds on the track. So it's a little interesting. Normally, I can hear those when I'm in the broadcast booth at home. But the broadcast booth is 1,000 miles away, and I'm going to be watching remote. So I've got my remote software going, my audio check going on the streaming software. So it looks like we're ready to go. Gone through the points, and I think that's probably all we need to do there. The PAM's pole position, like I said, has been decided, so all that's left is this final race of the season. It will be quite a run with 2 hours. 2 hours at the Nürburgring, and it is the combined track. So let's see what we got left here. It looks like we have 9 minutes left. That's if you're just starting out on your next, like on your just crossing the start finish line, you'd be able to get another lap in. before practice is over. Looks like Philip has timed it pretty close. He's coming down the final straightaway. See if he stays out there. This Philip's got our best time so far. Mackenzie Mann with the second best time, but he's almost 13, 14 seconds back. 12 seconds back of the leader on one lap. So it is quite a gap. The group's a little tighter after that. Brandon Dooley, Bill Edwards, Joe Fierro, Michael Mooney, and Tim Allman hanging back with an 8:51. Now, Tim has moved his rig and set a bunch of stuff up, but Tim actually is extremely good at this track, so I'm not sure if he's just out there cruising to get used to the, get the feel of things, or if he is, or if he's doing something else tonight. But Tim is definitely someone that can do some quick laps here. Looks like Philip has pulled off after he finished that lap. He 8:16.776 was his fastest. His last lap around was an 8:16.832. So he's right there, within 1/10 of a second of his best time. So he's probably pretty happy with that, and he's going to park it. Mackenzie with an 8:28, our second quickest. Last lap around, he was also an 8:28, so he's also within a second of his best time. So they're getting a handle on it. Everybody's kind of calming down, getting the speeds where they need to be. 8:28, 8:30, 8:31, 8:32, 8:33. So everybody's right there together. One little spin, one little off track will throw you into a fence here, so you have to be real careful and stay as consistent as possible as you race around. I talked to David, our league leader, league owner. He was going to race tonight, but still recovering from his foot surgery, so he won't be on track. But he did run some practice laps, got some time behind the wheel. Must have felt good to be out there racing again. So I'm going to leave you here for a few minutes while we finish up qualifying. I'm going to go talk to the guys and see what's going on. There is another driver out there. I know we got Justin Stevens, and there's a new guy. Let's see. We'll go through. I guess we can say who's out there. I mean, Brandon's our third place in the points. Phillips up front. Mackenzie is sixth in points. Bill Edwards second place. Joe Fierro has been racing a lot more lately. He has been in the league for quite a while, just increasing his amount of time with the group lately. So that's nice. See, Michael Mooney, we all know. Tim Allman has had some changes in his world, so he is not out here as often as he has been. He's off track right now. Justin Stevens is a new driver to our league. He's a mostly a cup driver, NASCAR cup driver, but he is racing tonight in his first. I mean, talk about having fun on your first one. He's on his first attempt at road racing, and he's doing it at Nürburgring. So if you're going to jump in with both feet, and don't worry about how deep the water is. Kyle Dooley, Brandon's brother, is out on track. He actually runs here when we run at Nürburgring. He runs pretty regularly. Pretty quick out there. Kyle's pretty fast and has had some good laps with us. He's off track right now. Not sure if he'll be back. And then I'm pretty sure we've got our other rookie. Our other rookie should be coming in. He's got 30 minutes of the qualifying session to make it. He's been racing with us quite a bit on the road courses lately and doing well. That would be Tyler Greger. Yeah, now my points show up on my screen. Thanks a lot. All right. So I'm going to jump down to the booth. You guys have just a few minutes left in practice, and then we'll get started on qualifying. I'll be right back. While I'm away, you can always jump over to grandpaskitchen.com. Check out their gluten-free products. They have noodles and flour and other things you can use to help with your gluten-free diet. And everything they got down there, it tastes great. So check them out, grandpaskitchen.com.
Came up to the booth to look for the broadcaster, and he's done with the drivers. This is Michael Mooney, Mr. Moondog, and we are racing the number 88 Porsche tonight, and want to thank everyone that will be and is watching this. Thanks to Grandpa's Kitchen for hosting the season, and can't wait for another season next year that will be starting up, I think, end of fall, and we're going to be I'll be running the Porsche all season next season. Hopefully Ron is doing a wonderful job broadcasting tonight, and that I won't be up here talking with him too much. Thanks for everyone for watching.
All right. Well, I guess I missed all the excitement. Mooney came up to say hi, and I was gone. So, but hope he was able to stop by and say a couple things. We have started in qualifying. We are now 2 minutes in on the qualifying session. Qualifying here is tricky. You don't want to wait too long to get your lap started because you don't have a lot of time. I mean, 30 minutes seems like a long time. It's triple what we usually do with 10 minutes. But with the track being 8 minutes around, you're only going to get a warm-up plus 3. And that's if you run 3 clean laps without damaging your car on those 3 laps plus the outlap. So you want to be spread out. You don't want to be right on top of each other because then you're dealing with making any kind of contact or anything like that, or trying to push or have an issue in a corner. So it's definitely a good thing to to be spread out there, but you can't waste a lot of time doing it. So it's quite a challenging run here. I'd like to welcome our viewers tonight. Thanks, Bill's mom, for being out there watching, and Mackenzie for throwing up the race for us. We're hoping for an exciting one tonight. Got a couple other viewers out there, haven't identified themselves. I keep shutting off my stream. Hopefully it won't hurt anything when I keep doing that. But appreciate you guys being out there watching. Try to keep you up to date on the action as we go. Right now, like I said, we're still on the outlap. Probably going to take another 5 to 6 minutes before we even have the beginning of our qualifying lap. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, your favorite beverage, whatever snacks you like, red vines, chocolate-covered peanuts. Just make sure they're gluten-free. It's grandpaskitchen.com is our race sponsor for this season for the GTE series. Glad to have those guys with us. And if you can find gluten-free snacks, now's the time. Popcorn's a good one. Popcorn, as long as you don't put anything like a flour-based cheese or anything on there. I know it's crazy how many things have flour in them. I've looked it up, and the strangest things have flour in them. But good things in the world do happen because chocolate doesn't have any flour in it. Peanuts don't have flour in them, so you could do chocolate-covered peanuts. You could do fruits, vegetables, all kinds of good stuff. And gluten-free flour to make your own breads. Speaking of fruits, went and got some peaches today to try them out. Hopefully they're not too far from being ripe, and I can actually eat them before I go home in 2 days. Let them warm up in the hotel room here and see if that'll help. So again, I'm not in the car tonight, just out here watching with everybody, and hopefully keep you guys up to date on the race. We're still on our outlap. Looks like our running order, if you check the map, the track map. We have, looks like Philip Scott managed to get out of the pit lane first. And then Brandon is behind him by about 5 seconds. Behind Brandon, we've got the number 3 car, Mackenzie. And then the number 9 of Justin. with a gap back to Joe Fierro. And then Michael Mooney on track back behind him. The 37 car of Kyle Dooley catching up with Mooney now. Although it's hard to tell on the map if they're actually catching up or just going through a slow section. Does it look like they were catching up and now they're spread apart again? The 50 car, Bill Edwards, he is back there next. And then Tim Allman on track after that. Let's make sure we have the camera focused on our most exciting driver. We could switch over and watch. We'll watch Philip here for a little while, do some qualifying. And hey, let's go to the cockpit view so you can kind of get an idea of what it's like to go around Nürburgring. He's coming around one of the other concrete insert sections. There's two of those hairpins with a concrete insert. Now he's going to take this right-hander, long right-hander, and then out on the longest straight of the race course. They'll probably get upwards to 190 miles an hour, approximately. Let's see if we can see it on his dash. The speed is... I'm going to have to switch over to the other screen. Oh, it's not showing us his speed. Ooh, keeping secrets. That's where the 0 is, so you can't really tell how fast he's going. That's the little kink, and then he's going to come up on the turns and enter back into the stadium section where he'll finish going across the Grand Prix finish line. So a little different than the regular Nürburgring Nordschleife track, is we've added on this segment as Philip begins his first timed lap. And he crosses the start finish line right there, and there the timer will begin. You can see he's 3, 4, 5 seconds. It's the number down on the bottom right. So at this point, he needs to run 0x, no errors, no off tracks, and
go ahead and get
through his lap to get that time in. And I think we got chatter there on track from Mooney. Not sure what that was. It looks like he and Kyle have gotten very close together. Let's go back over, change over to our TV2 view and see what's going on back in the back. It's just an out lap, so it shouldn't have made too much difference, but there you can see Kyle out in front of Mooney now. That was a position change. And there was some chatter across the radio there on track, so you would have heard that. I don't have my audio available for that, so I don't know what that was. Got a couple more viewers. Hey, welcome, David. Thanks for being here. Kyle's trying to get through his outlap and get things started. I think Tim wanted to be kind of away from the other drivers, so let's see kind of how he's doing back here. He's on his outlap. About halfway around, there's a little short section with some longer straights. They're not necessarily straights, but they're longer straight-ish sections of the track where you can open it up a little bit. And we'll see if we can jump inside the cockpit here, the gyro cam, get an idea of the corners they're taking. See, this is a pretty quick section of the track. He's moving along pretty good speed. They've taken the speed away from us, so we can't tell how fast it's going. They'll make this left-hander, and then there's a little kink coming up right there. And then he'll be hard on the brakes over this little section here on the right-hander. And then a little short shoot, pretty straight into this hairpin. Hard on the brakes again, down to second gear. You try to nail that concrete section, so you stay down low, just like he did. Pop out the other side and go out through the mountain section in the Eifel Mountains. And this area is usually between third and fourth gear. You can watch the gear shift indicator on the dash. You can see him drop down and back up again. Always kind of keeping an eye on, 2 corners ahead, because they're tight, they're twisty, and you have to know what's coming. So these guys have memorized all these corners and where they are and when they can shift. They use paddle shifters. Don't need a clutch. This is synchro shifting. So you just use a paddle shifter and just get in the gear you need to. You don't have to let off the throttle or anything. You just hit it and it goes. And it goes pretty quick, as you can tell by the dashboard. Yeah, then he's out of the real tight section, and then you're into fourth and fifth gear through this area, where you're really hauling. This is probably one of the scariest parts of the racetrack, because you're going, well over 140 miles an hour through these sections of the track. So. And then he'll slow way down into third here. Get through this hairpin. Well, it's not really a hairpin. It's like just a graduated corner here in second gear. Come out of that flat. There's a right-hander, and then he'll hit the long straightaway. So right after this long sweeping right-hander, he'll drop onto the long straight, and then try to get as much power as you can out of it. So that was Tim's on his warm-up lap. You can see on the map on the top left, he's the number 83 going across the black section of the track. The sections of the track, you can see they're colored. When you select a driver, it will tell you how they have done in that section once they complete it. So on Tim's outlap, he has done green, which is personal best on the sections that are green, including the one he just finished. And then where they're purple, he has done the best of anyone on the track for that segment. Or it might be better. It could be different from that, because of you can change the way your optimal time is set on your car. It could be purple for the best that you've ever done, or you could have it set to the best that someone else has done. And I believe on his, he has it set to someone else, because some of those segments are now green that were purple. So somebody else may have beaten his time through those segments. So that's why they're changing colors, and when we change drivers, you'll see that will continue. So go back to our TV camera, go back outside the car, and let's see what Bill's up to. He is just getting going on his lap through one of the other high-speed sections of the track. As he here enters the tight, twisty corners now, way down to second gear here, taking this right-hander, and then you're in the mountain section. This is the first half of the mountain section. Then you go across the bridge at the bottom of the hill, and you go back up the other side, and then you get back out to the flat again. So very tight corner coming up right here. Left-hander, and then a right, really hard on the brakes. And this left-hander here is probably one of the slower corners on the track. And then back to the right, you're usually down in first or second gear there. And then open it back up for a good, long, sweeping turn section. Going flat out through this section. And then on the brakes again, down to about second gear. And into the twisty turns again. This section's kind of downhill. If we go back to the car, if that doesn't bother people, I hope that doesn't bother you jumping in the cockpit. You can see this part's downhill, and you're flying down the hill. He's in fourth gear, so he's going well over 100 miles an hour. He's on the gas up to fifth, and then he's got to slam on the brakes here Go all the way down to first gear and just nail this bottom hairpin here. And then he's on the gas again. And usually around third gear on this second left-hander, the bottom of the hill. Now he's all the way down to second. And that's the bridge. That's the bottom, the lowest point of the track on the elevation. And then back up. So elevation change, lots of corners. You're in the mountains. Definitely a handful. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't crash. David must be someone else is rooting for somebody else tonight out there. But I'll tell you what, crashing at this track is no fun. So I don't want anybody to crash. Well, looks like Philip was not messing around. He has beat his own time by almost 3 full seconds from his practice laps to his qualifying lap. Brandon Dooley has come in. Most likely he's going to run around that 8:28 time most of the night. He is going for the 15 points for sure. Bill needs the 15 points, so he will be trying it. Bill has done plenty of races at 0x. If anybody can do it, it's either Bill or Brandon. One of those two guys will try it, and they will come close tonight. If they don't get it, they'll be real close, trying to lock down that 0x. Mackenzie Mann finishes his lap, comes out in the third spot with an 8:38. I think he'll probably do better than that next time around. Keep an eye on Bill as he finishes up the back half of the twisty section. He's in that high speed section right now. As you can tell, the car's really flying, whipping around the corners, a little sliding on the exits. Trying to hang on to everything. I'm going to predict that we need to keep an eye on Tim Allman tonight. We'll see what he does on a qualifying lap. If his gear is put together right, if his rig is running correctly, he should be able to run with about anybody on this racetrack. Now he's been out of the rig for a while. He hasn't been able to race a lot lately, but I'm going to put my money down that Tim will come out near the top tonight. I'm going to say, unless he has a major issue, and anybody can have a major issue out here, but unless he has one, I'm going to say Tim is going to be on the podium. Even though he didn't have a good lap in practice, I think that will change once we get here in qualifying. We get Tim coming on the final section, done with the straightaway. Ooh, right on the edge. Nope, he's about to hit the straightaway. He's just finishing the fast section. He's got the big sweeper to the right. And then he'll pop out on the long straightaway. So we'll keep an eye on Bill as he finishes up his lap. Maybe we can change the camera to make it cool. Let's see, I got a helicopter camera. What does that look like? Oh, that's kind of cool.
Who are you watching?
Right now I'm watching Bill, trying to get his qualifying lap in. Let's see, Justin's got a lap in now at a 43. Mackenzie's got a 38. Brandon with a 28. And Philip Scott throwing down with a 13.
Here comes Bill across the line.
Yeah, Bill's close. He's just finishing the long stretch.
Then you're not live.
No, I'm as live as I can be being remote live.
Okay, well, even I wasn't live either, so not bad.
Yeah. Now he's
I was on the wrong lap of him too. Okay.
He's on the stream now. He's coming across the line. Just did, and he came with an 8:27, moving him into second spot. And looks like Bill is happy with that. With 9 minutes left in practice, and he just parks it. That's it. You can't get another lap in. So there's not enough time to do an out lap and a race lap. So
no.
I'm really happy.
So that's his turn. And let's see. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go bounce over to Tim's car I have a feeling if Tim gets a clean lap, he'll have something for us tonight.
Oh, I can see he's really pushing it through them S corners there.
Yeah, he's
High speed S's there.
right through those 5th and 6th gear corners. He's coming up on that 2nd gear left-hander. Oh, whoa, that was close. Don't know if he went off there.
Don't think he did, but he's definitely pushing it.
He is pushing hard.
He wants a top spot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And Tim is somebody here at Nürburgring that can get it. So I don't think he wants to let Philip just walk away with a victory tonight. I think he's going to be right there.
I think he wants to be. We'll see how quickly he knocks off the rust.
Yeah. Well, and if his rig's built back up where he wants it, it could be that his rig's still not completely put together because he's moved.
Well, yeah. Well, I heard that he got his rig together, but he hasn't just been so busy he can't spend time in it. So either way, he
raced with us on GTE. Yeah. He ran really good after he got going. It took him a couple practice laps, but once he got the timing down on that track, he was really hauling. Let's see how he does. He's coming up on the infield section now. If he's had a clean lap, we'll see it. If not, he'll keep going because he still has 7 more minutes. And no time. So he's going to try one more. He must have had a 1X somewhere.
Yep.
Out there. But don't count him out. Even if he starts back in the 6th or 7th spot, do not count him out. He'll be there. Philip trying to improve his time. And he stopped after his first lap, so maybe he went in and got a new set of tires, maybe some more fuel. Maybe that's how he got his 813, is to run it with no fuel in it.
It could be. 813. I was looking at times from last season's race here, and to try and get a barometer for this season with the Porsche that I'm running, and there was only like 6 drivers out of all the drivers that raced that even got an official lap time, let alone a fastest lap time. So
yeah. This is definitely. I mean, the 100 plus corners. This is definitely a challenge.
That race we had a couple more is in there, Bryson and Jason, and they had the fastest too.
Yeah. Bryson's he's kind of like an alien. So we expect that from him.
His fastest lap of the race was an 8-minute lap.
Oh my goodness!
And I double checked to make sure it was the same configuration track, and
it was.
It was.
Yeah. Let's see. Slip back over to Tim. He's just out onto the Norsclife section now. He's finishing up that first segment with all the turns. Go back over to did he even cross the line? Oh, he did. Oh my goodness, an 8:10.3. So Philip has thrown down the gauntlet. The gauntlet has been thrown. 17 seconds faster than Bill Edwards in the 2nd spot. 18 seconds faster than Brandon. 28 seconds faster than Mackenzie, who is in 4th so far with a clean lap. So Philip is not messing around. He said he was running 1810s when he was practicing, and there it is, an 1810. Or an 810.
Well,
810. Not an 18. Sorry, that was my bad.
But there's an 810, but it's getting darker. He hasn't driven in the dark yet. And some of these corners are just going to give you false looks, even though some of us do like running in the dark.
Yeah.
So anything could still happen. He could, I hate to say it, he could hit a possum or something or a squirrel and then end up off the track.
Possible.
Or he could run into a moondog, and that would be even worse.
Mackenzie's trying to improve on his time. We've got our camera stuck on somebody that's currently in the pit. So let's flip back over to Mackenzie. What's his number? Number 3? There he is. Coming across the line now. Trying to improve on his 8:38.
And does by
And
a
he
second.
does. Yeah, picks up a whole second. So now I think the last one that's out there that has a chance to get him. Well, I mean, Justin could improve his lap if he's running clean.
Yes.
But at this point, I think we're waiting for Tim. Justin is not going to take the pole.
Bill Edwards is on the track, but is he just?
Bill Edwards is in his car, but I don't think he is able to do another lap. I don't think he got through.
I think he was
He's
just
on the track,
checking
but I don't think he
yeah.
got through. Yeah. He just jumped back out again.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think Tim is our only one. And he's about halfway around, so we still have about 3 to 4 minutes. As he's in that back section of the long. They're kind of long sweeper corners. They're not. You wouldn't really call them straightaways because there's not much straight on them. But they're high-speed sections of the track that are like straightaways.
Yes, this is what I would like to term the admin straights.
Yeah. Where the admins collided, that one was it the end of last season? Was it last season's finale?
It was last season, but it was not the season finale.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Nordschleife was middle of the season, and we finished at Spa. I do
last year. Okay.
Last year. This is a much better track to end the season with, and hope that next season is as fun as this season. I want to thank Grandpa's Kitchen for the whole season.
Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, wow, the stream blipped out. Yeah, Grandpa's Kitchen and Pam's Pole Position Award, our sponsors for the season. It's been great having everybody on board. We got our Pam's Pole Position Award was paid out last week when Tim locked up the...
Philip.
Sorry, Philip. When Philip locked up the championship with that one. He still has a chance. Bill still has a chance tonight. You know, Bill has been known, not a lot this season because he's been pushing a lot, but Bill has been known to pick up the 15 points. He has been able to do it before.
He can do a clean race, and he can. He's figured it out. He needs a clean race, and Philip to do very poorly, and both of those are possible. You just never know.
You can't. You can't count anything out.
Anything out here. Oh, stop! You're making me blush.
Bill, welcome to the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I just gonna pop up here and say hi to my mom. Good luck, everybody.
And that's Mr. Zero X.
Mr. Zero X himself. 15 points on the line tonight, Bill.
I know it. I'm gonna need a.
And you're 26. Miracle. You're 26 back. You're gonna need them.
I got a comfortable setup, but it's gonna take a little luck. We'll see.
Yeah.
So right. You say you don't have an 810 in that car, or you need him to hit a possum?
I don't know. I did my qualifying with full fuel, so I just wanted to make sure I got one in.
Yeah, it looks like you're clean.
Time. Yeah, it's still impressive.
Looks like you're clean so far, and if you can do that all night and keep the car out of trouble, then that extra 15 points will make a huge difference.
That's the plan.
If he's pushing that hard through the whole race, there's a really strong chance that somebody somewhere will make a mistake.
Yeah, I'm hoping him and Brandon get in a little heated battle, and I can just skate on by when they wreck.
Well, I've seen Brandon race here at Nürburgring plenty of times, and I can tell you he's one of the most careful drivers I've ever watched.
He's trying to take over the position of the Mr. Zero X. He's got less incidents than me, I think. So.
Yeah, this season you've been pushing a little harder, and I think you've relinquished a few of those extra bonus points.
Yep. All right, good luck.
See how it goes tonight. Good luck to you. All right, Tim's down the long stretch. He is the last car on track as this comes to a close. Somebody probably ought to tell Justin. I realize he's probably just getting some practice time in, but when Tim finishes up this lap, Justin could pull in. We jump in. It'll move the session ahead. You never know. It's already got a time on it, I'm sure. But here he comes. Here comes Tim. We'll see if he managed to do it with a 0x and see if he gets himself a time. It should be a good one. If he does have one. Crossing the line with third spot, 126.5. So he is in. He's got his time. He's
It's
gonna
an
park the car.
826, not a 126, sir.
8:26, 26.5. 8 minutes is the minutes we'll be talking about tonight. 8 or more.
8 or yes.
8
not
or
18,
more.
Not 18, not
18
one.
and yes, that's correct.
But I'm going to jump down with the rest of the drivers. You have a nice broadcast, and don't forget to mention who's that? Yeah, Grandpa's Kitchen.
There you go. All right. I'll be right back too. We'll let everybody line up and we'll be here for the start.
Hi, I don't know how I managed that. I don't have any weird setup or anything. It's just the base Craig setup shop, Nordschleife that setup. That was. I'm kind of shocked at how far apart, like how much faster my lap was. But I don't.
Yeah, you're looking good out there, Philip.
I don't want to. But like, it's kind of like hard to be like. It's like, oh, man, I was fast, but it's like anything can happen at the Nordschleife. And I just want to take my time in the race because it's a long one, the longest of the season.
Yeah, this is a long one and a complex one, so
yeah,
we'll have to see.
Yeah, and I did my
how it goes.
Yeah, I did my practice run with full fuel. I thought it was 71 or 70%, but it was full. But it won't change my strategy too much.
Yeah.
With full fuel, I figured out I was able to do it on one stop, but this will be a little interesting with tire wear, when to take tires, when not to, because the tires wear a lot in the sun, and then when the sun goes down, they feel fine. So,
well, we'll see how it all goes out. We'll see how it plays out. It should be pretty fun with the 8X time. You guys will be driving through the night. Hopefully, it'll keep everybody excited and on our stream as the cars will drive into the darkness.
Yeah, I've been.
It's tough to watch when everybody's blacked out and all you're seeing is headlights cruise around. But
Yeah,
I'll stay up here in the booth and we'll try to keep it exciting.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this race since the last Nürburgring trip we had in the Nürburgring, because I felt like I could have won that or had a chance at it, but I just made too many mistakes, and I've just been working really hard the second half of the season, especially on trying not to make those mistakes, being more consistent.
Well, it shows with you on the top of the leaderboard, so good job with that.
Yeah.
You gotta run clean tonight, because you know those guys behind you are going for those extra 15 points.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think Bill would probably come in 5th with a 15-point bonus rather than worrying about the win.
Yeah. So yeah, I know that'll be tricky. That's what I've been worried about. But I've managed to I'm not expecting to get the 0x. It's going to be hard, especially as fatigue sets in. Like later on, like when I was doing a full 2-hour practice the other day, the most mistakes I made were with 2 to go, one last lap, and so yeah.
Since I don't have my race screen up, what's it show for time remaining?
5:47.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
11 minutes left after the 30, which was interesting.
That is a long time. When he gets done with his lap, tell him to park so the session forwards.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bother him now. He's 2/3 of the way around, and if he's doing a 0x, then
Nice lap,
let him-
Phil.
let him get his extra lap in.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. 0x, how's it going over there?
Hey, it's not bad.
Yeah, I've only
Looks like
had
a-
one. I've only had one 0x all season, and that was at historic Le Mans, and I don't expect a 0x here.
Yeah, good lap time for you too, Brandon. That was
Yeah.
about a 4-second pickup from your qualifier, your practice lap.
The first one was just let's take it easy to make sure we get one in the bank, and then let's push what I feel comfortable with, but still not past the edge of my abilities. So that's where
Yeah.
I'm at. But I'm going to back it back down for the race and try to get those 15 points.
Yep. Those ever important 15 bonus points. I mean, when 36 points is the leader, 15 extra points makes a huge difference. So.
Yep. And I thought I would need it just as a buffer, but if Mooney still has that 50-point
He has a 50
deduction
point
coming,
penalty, yeah.
I don't even need to race then.
Not really. Just go out there and have some fun.
Yep.
You could go for the win then.
No.
That's what Bill wants you to do. Bill wants you to race with Philip so hard that you guys wreck.
I don't have 13 seconds anywhere, so I'm not even going to try. I'll let Phil go out there and burn the track down and hopefully find a wall somewhere.
Hey, it's always possible here at Nürburgring.
Oh yeah.
Those walls jump up out of nowhere.
Everybody should go out there and do 120 straight minutes of pushing as hard as they can.
We only have two fast repairs, so
yeah. Speaking of pushing as fast as they can, when Justin crosses the line, somebody let him know.
He's almost there.
If he pulls
faster.
in, yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. He picked up like 17 seconds off of his first time around. I'm guessing he's going to be in the high 8s or low 9s, 9:13. Picked up another 20 seconds, but tell him practice is over.
Yeah. Oh, he's parking.
And if he parks it, then the session might advance, or I could just advance it. I think. No, I can't. I don't think I can from where I'm at because I'm watching. I'm not in the race. But with him in the pits, I believe it'll move ahead. But you could always ask Mooney to bounce it forward if you guys want. Of course, it gives you an extra couple minutes for people to take a quick restroom break or whatever else might be needed. Yeah, well, hopefully you don't need that right before the race starts.
It makes me faster.
It makes you faster.
I don't know if you can move forward. I think Kyle still looks like he's stuck in the pit. He says he's out, and so does Mooney, but I think everybody's done.
Yeah. Well, I think the only way to do it at this point would be to have an admin advance it. So, and it might say it's already advanced.
I got you. Okay.
But since I'm only watching, I don't have admin rights on the screen.
I got you. Makes sense. All right. Carry on.
So we'll
have fun.
We'll get going here in just a couple of minutes. Looks like there's about 1 more minute on the clock.
Minute 45.
Yeah, and then we'll line them up. So.
I'm gonna go down and get clenched up.
All right. Strap in the belt.
Ooh, yeah.
Pull those seat belts tight. Make sure you're ready for this one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about staying up here just because I gotta focus a little, but also on the straightaways I want to keep sane, so I might talk racing a little bit.
I'm gonna be chatty tonight because I'm not driving. So if you want to stay quiet, you can pick a booth down in the bottom somewhere.
All right.
I mean, you can stay up here. I have no problem with it, but I'm not going to be super quiet because
that's fine.
On Tuesday nights, I get to announce the actual race.
Yeah.
And it might get loud. So.
And it's go, go, go! Schumacher!
It's lights out at Nürburgring.
I was trying to do a Murray Walker.
Yeah. Yeah, the new guy they got in there is pretty cool. The one they've had for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't know any of their names. I don't pay attention to their names.
I love the F2 announcer, Alex Jacks, who's he's really good, and he does some other other stream, not the international stream, but he does Channel 4 in the UK or something, and but he does F2 as well. He's really good.
Yeah, I watch F3 and F2 as well.
I wish
there's not as many races.
Yeah, I wish F2's schedule wasn't so scattered and only 3 weekends or 8 weekends with three races apiece.
Yeah, they do pile them all into
Good
one.
luck, everyone,
one little
including
block.
Bill.
So here we go. We're lining them up. We'll see if anybody starts in the pits. It doesn't look like it. It looks like everybody's going to jump out on track.
All right, I'm going to head down.
All right.
I might
Have
pop
a good
back
race.
in.
Good luck with everything.
Yeah, I'll pop back in during pit stop.
Okay. All right, so we're getting lined up. We've got Justin still not on track yet. He may have stepped away for a minute. But you only get about 4 to 5 minutes to get in the car. And we'll see how that works out for him. Looks like we've got Kyle here, Philip, Brandon, Tim, Bill, Mackenzie, Justin, Mooney. I think pretty much everybody except David is out there going to be racing. I don't know. I'm guessing Justin will be, but he may be starting from the pit lane just to avoid the turn 1, or actually on this one, it's turn 0 carnage. This particular racetrack has a really tight corner before you get onto that front stretch from the Grand Prix course, and then the end of the Grand Prix course is turn 1. Turn 1 and 2 is a chicane that is also quite treacherous when you get down to the bottom of it. So we'll see if our 9 drivers tonight can get through this without incident. Take a look. Let's see. We've got 9, 8, 9. Yep, 9 not counting David, and I don't think David was going to be on track tonight. So Philip Scott has the pole position. Brandon Dooley starting on the outside of the front row. Tim Allman in the second row with Bill Edwards right next door. I'm going to flip over to the regular camera that we usually use. Mackenzie Mann in the third row now with Kyle Dooley next. Or no, that would be Joe Fierro moves up into the 6th position. 7th will be Kyle Dooley. And behind him in the back is Michael Mooney. So Justin might be starting in the pit lane. We'll see what happens once they go green, if his number lights up. If you look on the top right of the broadcast screen, you see that Justin's number 6 position in the number 9 car, the number 6 is gray instead of white like the other cars near him. That means he is not currently on the track. There's David down there in the 10th spot, also grayed out. As we're lining up, we're getting ready to go green. Following the pace car. Pace car should be tailing in right about now. And waiting for the green light. And there they go. Racing down into turn 1.
Green flag, green flag.
Philip side by side with Brandon. Tim right behind him. We'll see who's hard on the brakes. Going into turn 1, looks like Brandon is staying wide. Tim is coming down in tight. We'll see how they go through the S's. Oh, Bill goes really wide. And Tim takes 2nd spot. Philip in the lead as we are underway on lap 1 here. Oh, and Brandon Brandon really close together with Kyle as Kyle goes by in his Corvette, taking the 3rd spot. Brandon now in 4th. Mackenzie Mann right behind him in the Ferrari in 5th place. As they're really close together here going through the Grand Prix section. We don't see anybody getting away. Philip definitely has a little bit of an advantage out in the front, but then Tim and Kyle real close. Oh! Kyle comes around. Whoa. Let's see if we can see what's going on back there as Kyle spins around. Gets it back gathered together again. Doesn't look like he caused any issues with anybody. But he is now in the back of the pack. Justin, as you can see, his car is now no longer grayed out. And he is on track in the back of the pack.
He decided to start from the pit.
Yeah, I figured he started from the pits. Yep. So
Right.
a little action there on lap 1. Mooney and Joe Fierro a little side by side as they go into the Nordschleife section. Bill Edwards out in front with Joe Fierro, Mike Mooney, and that is for, I believe that's 6, 7, and 8 on the track. That might be 5, 6, and 7 with Kyle's spin early. But Kyle will be back. He's pretty quick. He didn't hit anything. So he should be right back into the action. As we watch Bill, then Joe, and then Mooney. Let's go up to the front and see how things are going for Philip. He does have a substantial lead now. With Tim pretty close. Looks like the gap's only 2 seconds at this point. And then just another 2 seconds back from that is Brandon. So these guys that said they weren't going to go real fast have changed their mind at green flag, and they're flying. Either that or Philip's just taking it easy, trying to make 0 mistakes. So if Philip gets that 0x as well tonight, being that he's really fast, if he slowed down just a titch, he could run the 0x. But if he does that, no one will be able to catch him, because he's got enough of a points lead that just taking the green flag with 10 cars in the race, there's no way anybody can gain that many positions. So it's up to Bill to run the 0x tonight. Stay clean, no mistakes. And then he's still got to finish ahead of Philip by about 10 points or 11 points beyond that. So it's going to be tough. Going to be tough. Go back through the field. We got Philip out front. Let's jump back and see how Brandon's doing. Brandon actually should be in 3rd, and Tim. Yep, Tim is in the 2nd spot. Still just 2.5 seconds behind Philip there in front of him. You can catch a glimpse of that green Corvette as he drives away in these shots. And as you catch the car of Tim coming at you, you'll see the black Corvette of Brandon not far behind. But that is now grown to a 5-second gap. 3.5 second gap. Trying to keep track of everything here. Whoop, whoop. Philip is off track. Philip is off the track. Philip has had something happen, not sure what it is, but our points leader is currently not on the track. So he may have had an internet issue.
Looks like internet, and he's gone.
He has now dropped, internet dropped from the race. So Tim Allman takes our lead. Wow. Wow. That is a very bad series of events for our points leader. If he gets back into this, which he probably will, he still needs to run hard and stay up front. I'm sure if it was internet, he will reset, get back in the pits after however long that tow is, get his car back on track and get going. He's back in?
Yep, he's back.
Yeah, he'll have to jump in. Did he jump back in where he was, or he's back in the pit lane now? I don't see his car on track
He's
yet.
not showing his car yet.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to get a tow back to pit lane. Oh, unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Philip. But with when you're racing with the internet, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Now that really puts a twist on our event tonight, as these three guys here in 5, 6, 7, and now 8th place are all right together. Wow, they got 5 cars nose to tail here. As we'll find out what their positions are as they come back across the line. But I really should change my overlay. I believe I can change that. I don't know if it'll flip during the race though. To set my overlay to adjust the positions as we race. Let me see if I can find that. I'm pretty sure there's a setting I can do somewhere. Live positions, there it is. Live positions, I'll flip to on. Does that fix it? Might, no. They're still not correct. They're still based off of last time they went across the line. So Tim Allman's out front. We're coming down the long stretch. Tim Allman, followed by Brandon Dooley, Bill Edwards in 3rd, right here in front. You can see Michael Mooney going past Joe Fierro on the long stretch with his 2% wing. Does make a difference on that long straightaway, and he did get by Joe coming into the stadium section. He's even catching up with Bill. Whoa! Mooney slams on the brakes, hits the wall hard. Oh, and that's going to be bad. That's going to be rough for Mooney. He's got it going again, but I would bet there's some damage to the front of that Porsche 911. Yep, and he's pulling in the pits to see if he can use one of those 2 fast repairs. And in the pits with him, we see Philip Scott waiting for that tow. As he got disconnected, he might be sitting there for a little while. Sometimes it takes 5 to 6 minutes to get a tow here on this track. So even when he got back after losing internet connection, he will have to wait until that car is towed back to the pits before he can get back out. So that resets our order on the screen. You can kind of get a better idea of where we are with the drivers. Tim is out front. Brandon 5-9. I don't understand that gap. But Brandon's about 10 seconds back by the looks of it. As they're finishing the stadium section now, coming back out of the Nordschleife in just a moment. We'll switch over to check that, what's going on with that one. There's Tim. There's Tim out front. Yeah, there we go. Tim's out front, and 5 seconds back is Brandon Dooley. And they're just getting through the hairpin, or the chicane, and back out into the Nordschleife. Ooh, Philip is not going to be happy. Philip is not going to be happy as he gets back on track. But the battle here is with Bill Edwards, followed by Joe Fierro and Kyle Dooley. Oh, and Kyle and Joe just about door to door there. you know, you'd think there'd be places to pass here, but there just are not. Because they leave the first section. There's a little bit of a straightaway here, and then they're going to go over a rise with a little right-hander or left-hander. We'll see if he can get a run on him here as he goes up over this hill. But it looks like Kyle's got a good run going. Just got stuck there behind Joe, but still not close enough to make the pass. Another little long stretch here. Depends on how he exits that one corner and goes over this little rise. Another rise. This is one of the faster parts of the track, downhill and into this left-hander. Hard on the brakes, down to second gear. Whoa, and they're going to try to get by Bill. Whoa, that's close. Bill holds on to the third position. Joe and Kyle right behind him. These three guys are, let's say, battling cleanly. Trying to keep it clean, keep off of each other and off the walls. Makes it pretty exciting here at Nürburgring as they drive through the mountains. Now, Mackenzie, don't count him out. He is patiently waiting for these guys to get together. He can see how close together they are as they're racing door to door down here. And he is just waiting for something to happen. Let's see, Philip is back out on the track. He is down to last position, and he'll want to be making up those spots. Now, it looks to me, I don't know if he had to use a fast repair. That's a question we don't know. If he jumps up in the booth at some point, we might be able to find that out. But with his internet connection, depending on if he went into the wall as he lost connection, or if he just clean lost connection and the car dropped out. After his towing, he may have needed to get a fast repair. If so, then he's going to want to keep that clean and not have to get another one. But Mooney, we know, has already used one of the 2-hour Nordschleife with the combined GP track. So anything can happen. We want to keep the racing going. So Philip, with our quickest time by far, currently sitting a little bit over 2 minutes. Is it 2 minutes behind our leader? No, it's more than that. He's farther back than that from the leader. He's 2 minutes from that battle in the third, fourth, fifth battle.
Go ahead, Joe.
He's about 2 minutes, a little more than 2 minutes from those guys.
Thank you, Bill.
But we probably should be able to see those times get a little smaller and smaller. Right now, he's taking it a little easy. But I believe we'll start seeing those times cut down. There's a couple seconds right there he just picked up. So as he gets more comfortable and get used to driving again, he should be back up with everybody else. It'll take him a little while, and he may not be able to recover all the way, but he might stay on. He might stay on the lead lap. So let's go back up to Bill and see how they're doing up here. These guys were running really close together. It looks like they've gotten by. It looks like Kyle and Joe have both gotten by. Joe is now in the third spot with Kyle in fourth. All right, as you can see, as we're watching Bill here in the fifth position, in the race. He is currently 4 spots ahead of Philip. And if Bill still has his 0x, that's going to be his goal, to pick up those extra 15 points. Now, I don't know if 4 positions is going to be enough to beat Philip, even with the 15 bonus points. But you rarely see the cars come back without a bunch of damage on them on this racetrack. There is always a point at some point in the 2-hour run where somebody gets bit. And we see that Philip has caught Justin. Switch back over to that real quick and watch those guys. Has he already got past him? Not quite yet. But he is now. Oh, he's closed that gap to 17 seconds. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Justin in his first run out here on the Nürburgring on the Norseklip.
And he's doing really good at it too.
Yeah, he's out there running some good clean laps. Take a peek over here at the 9 car. He's holding off the fastest guy on the track pretty good. So hopefully he doesn't get too nervous as he comes up behind him. We'll see how see if he's got nerves of steel, ice in his veins, or if he just kind of rolls over and lets him by because he knows Philip's faster. He'll probably be at this point, if he doesn't have a relative or understand where Philip's at. He may not know. He might think he's lapping him already. Hopefully he doesn't. Oh, Mackenzie man is off track. Mackenzie has had an issue and he is falling down the order. Oh, another one. Another one. Let's see if we can see what's going on with Mackenzie. Running in the... What's his car number? Is he in the 3 car? No.
In the 3.
Is he in the 3 car?
Yep.
Yeah, he is currently not on track, so he's not out there at all. He's not in the pits. He's not anywhere. So, not sure what's happened.
Yeah, he dropped.
He dropped. Another internet issue. Wow, the iRacing bite tonight is biting hard. As we see, Philip is caught up with Justin on the long straight. Gonna try to go by him here using the draft. I don't think he's quite got enough room yet. When Justin may have thrown a block there as they come into the stadium section. See if Philip gets a run. Looks like he's got a good run on him here down the front stretch. It looks like Justin is not one to let up or let off, so that's good if he can hold on and not lock him up going into 1 here. Philip has gotten by, moved into the 8th position, climbing back up the ladder. Switch over and see how. I'm guessing this is Joe and Kyle. Yep. Joe and Kyle still nose to tail. Running lap 3, Kyle's looking everywhere for a spot to get by. As these guys are in the downhill high-speed section of the Eifel Mountains. Joe is covering all the corners, making it tough. And Mackenzie is still off off the circuit. Oh, and there's Joe goes wide, but not wide enough to give Kyle an advantage. And Joe stays out front in the 3rd spot. So this is a race for the podium. Oh, and there he goes, locked him up. Oh man, locked him up going into the corner there at the bottom of the hill across the bridge. And Kyle still cannot get enough advantage, cannot take advantage of those little mistakes. This is a pretty high speed section here coming up. They're going to go, they're going to try it side by side. I don't know if that's advisable. Not yet anyway. We got this right-hander and then they can open it up, but it looks like Joe had a really good run through that corner and he should be able to hold him off. But Kyle will definitely get a draft going down this long sweeping turn section. Oh! Kyle is off. Kyle is off. I believe he tagged the wall slightly. He's got some damage on that front fender. Oh, and that is probably not what Kyle wants to see. Probably exactly what Joe wants to see. But at that high of a speed, Kyle may end up with a meatball. Might have to come in and get that fixed. He's still running the speed, but these cars don't take much of a hit to. It doesn't take much of a hit to cause enough damage as the lights come on and the sun's going down. I need to get the actual track time on one of these. Let me see if I can adjust some things as we go here. I tried that earlier and it didn't do anything, so try it again. I know I can do this. Let's see, my relative overlay has a last lap time. Lap number. What do we got in here? We got a race clock, which we need. We got track temp. We've got incidents. Now that's an interesting one. I wonder if that actually works. Let's see. No, I don't think that works. Because if we go to Mooney, it says, oh wait. Yeah, it says 0 for Mooney. And we know he hit the wall. So I don't think that works. I think we could probably take that off. Let's flip it back over here. It'll probably go back to that battle. Yeah, you can tell Kyle must have some damage because he went back.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. I don't know what happened there.
Kyle went off. He went off to the right. Just tagged the wall during those high speed. I think he was trying to get a little bit of a run and get the draft there. And didn't quite work. But let me see if I can find race time of day. That'd be kind of cool if I could find that. Current driver. Position. Local PC time. I don't think that's it.
No, that would just be the time where you're at.
Track name, track time. Maybe that'll do it. What does that do for us? Does that fix it? So on the relative overlay on the bottom right, I now have track time at 21:47. So I got that. So it's 9:47, approaching 10 o'clock. The sun sets, I believe, on June 15th at around 10. So we've got just a few more minutes because we're running an 8x time. So we are at full-on sunset. And we should be in the dark momentarily. Tim is still out front. Brandon has been caught by Joe for the second position. Now, Brandon is going for those 15 points, as he said in the pre-race. He's going for the 0x tonight. Track temp's down to 90 degrees, so the grip is improving. These guys should have a pretty good battle coming up. Joe has already outlasted one of the dualies And he's going after the other one. Bill Edwards still sits in 5th spot. He's dropped back 16 seconds behind Brandon, 26 seconds off the leader. As the leaders are now starting their 4th lap. And just to give you an idea of how long these laps are, we're 26 minutes in on this race and we're starting lap 4. I think you guys raced Texas Motor Speedway last night, and in 30 minutes you probably could have raced like 50 laps.
Yeah.
And here we're on lap 4. They're just in the stadium section. They've just crossed the start-finish line.
Well, we did 100 laps in less than an hour.
Wow. And there's Mooney coming down through. He's in the stadium section as well.
Well, I've been watching Justin. When he started his practice, he was doing a lot of the corners in like second gear, which makes him a little slower. And now I've noticed he's keeping in 3rd gear, and he's getting a lot faster and not going off the track much. I've only seen him go off once.
Well, let's take a look. Is he number 9? Is that his number out there?
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. His last lap time was a 9:27.
But he
So
is
not bad.
He's careful, and he's going to get better as the race goes on.
Yeah, and he's got a good chance with this long lap if he keeps it clean. His last lap was his quickest, so he's still knocking the time off. He did run a 9:13 in qualifying, so he does have the ability to do it. And increase that speed.
It's not bad considering he bought the car and the track last night.
Right, and he's not normally a road driver. He usually races on the ovals.
And he didn't have a setup. I got him a setup, tonight. And he's doing really good.
Yep, he's doing great. He's just a minute back. So with an 8-minute lap, we're pushing into the 1/4 of the way through the race if he can keep his pace going. He might be 4 minutes down at the end of the race if it's like this for another hour and a half, but he will be on the lead lap, and that's impressive even at Nürburgring for your very first road race.
Yeah, and last night he won the race.
Yeah, yep, and led the most laps.
Yeah, it was really good for his first time, really racing.
Yeah, he's definitely a competitor. So,
but
nice
a guy that, as of yesterday, was thinking of hanging it up.
Yeah, he was talking about not staying with iRacing. So hopefully he'll change his mind and stay with us and race and have some fun. So it's now 10:20, and it looks like 2, 3, and 4 have bunched up. Joe has gotten past Brandon. Kyle locks him up and runs right into the back of Brandon. Oh, that's going to ruin Brandon's night with the 0X. As he's trying to get it figured out, that car is completely destroyed. He's going to have to, he flipped out, went back to the pit lane. He's going to require a tow. That will not be a happy point for Brandon, especially since his brother was the one that pumped him. And Kyle has to have some damage now. That front end.
Would not be good at the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunday dinner is going to be a little rough this week. I know they don't, they're brothers, they're older, they don't live in the same house, but they are fairly close to each other. And you can see the smoke coming out. Every once in a while you can see a little puff of smoke coming out of the back of Kyle's car, so he definitely has damage, probably some front end damage. He's definitely got a meatball flag and probably got some engine damage as well. Bill Edwards now catching up with Kyle. Bill is definitely trying to get that 0x. Of course, so is Brandon. I know Brandon is just, he's got to be, he'd be up here if he wasn't completely frustrated with that. He might still pop up after he calms down. He's probably got a 6 or 7 minute tow because he was almost halfway out on the track, almost as far away as you could get.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no good there. And let's see, he's still in the server, so he hasn't dropped out. He just did get a tow back to the pits. But now as we watch this little battle as it gets dark, watch this little battle between Kyle, who just went off again, and Bill gets by. Kyle's just probably trying to get that thing back to the pit lane so he doesn't have to do the 7 minute tow job. As Bill drives away, and now we'll be in 3rd spot. So we'll see how this is working out. If Bill can hold on to his 0x. He's moved up to 3rd. No, yeah, because Brandon's out and Kyle's damaged, so he will move up to 3rd at the end of this lap. Tim's still out front by a lot at this point. Now, I mentioned it in pre-race, not to count Tim out. He wasn't having great laps early on, but Tim knows Nürburgring. Tim, very familiar with this track. He's running 822s. Philip is the only one on track right now running better times with his last lap at 8:13. But Philip's actually on a mission. He's got to catch up. He lost a number of seconds, minutes even, to the leader. So Philip is on a tear, fastest lap of the race with an 8:13.6 in full race trim. But that is only 9 seconds faster than Tim. And 9 seconds all night long with as many laps as we're going to do is not going to be enough. As it's now, you can see approaching 11 o'clock at night track time, and it is pitch dark as we watch Tim come through the last set of corners and onto the pit straight. As he completes his lap number 4. So all that excitement that we just talked about, all that we just did was all during one lap in the race.
And who knows what's happening the next lap.
Yeah, and the next lap could be just as crazy. So Brandon,
Hey.
we were watching as you and your brother were battling. I didn't know it was going to be a brawl. I thought it was just going to be a battle.
That was all me. That was my fault. Hit a curb, spun out, and I collected him more than anything. But
it looked like I saw him lock up.
he did. He tried to avoid. Yeah, I mean I hit one curb on the right side, and it just shot me straight over to the left, and nothing I could put into the steering wheel that's going to fix that. So
Yeah.
and unfortunately, it kind of flipped me over, and then it wouldn't go anywhere. So
yeah, I saw you trying to get it going. We actually
beached.
happened to be watching you guys at the time. So
I gotcha. Yep.
It
So
didn't look pretty.
Had to sit through 6. I got 2 minutes left of a 6.5 minute tow.
Brutal.
But yeah,
brutal.
fortunately, he didn't come in the lap prior. Well, circumstances would have been different. He wouldn't have been right behind me, but he'd already had some damage. So he was already talking about coming in.
It looks like he's still out.
He's still out right now. Yeah, he's still holding down 4th by a decent distance over Mooney, it looks like. So he's going to have to pit anyway, probably this next lap. So he'll get it all fixed and hopefully keep pushing towards the front.
Yeah, because Bill got by him last lap. After that incident, he slowed, and Bill got by me, went off track again.
Yeah.
And Bill managed to sneak past. But
It was a short-lived attempt for the 0X. I made it a couple laps, and one little tiny curb just totally ruined that, and got 6 points off that. So
yeah. Well, I mean, people watching, or other guys even guys that race in iRacing, if you haven't raced Nürburgring, you don't really understand what you're talking about. I mean, you can go at Spa and clip a curb and slide off the track and just keep going. You can miss one of the high-speed corners, one of the high-speed sweepers, or one of the S's, and just spin through the grass or spin across the pavement, collect it back up again. As long as nobody hits you, keep going with no damage. But here, a curb is a death sentence, right? I mean,
for sure.
There's just no give at this racetrack. The racetrack itself only has 4 or 5 feet of grass at any given point, unless you're in the Grand Prix section. But nowhere to go, no runoff, no place to spin.
No
the
margin.
thing no margin. The thing that's going to stop you is going to be the wall.
Yep. All right, I think my car is done. I'm going to go hop back in.
Well,
All right, good luck to you.
Thanks.
And that's why I think I'm going to keep this the last race of the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had so much drama already tonight. I mean, Bill's back up into 3rd. Phillips in 6th spot right now. He's already made 2 spots up with Brandon's incident, and he got by Justin. So, it's definitely competitive out there. It doesn't. I mean, there's not a lot of side-by-side, door slamming action. There was for a little while, I guess, but all the doors have slammed. But there's still a lot of action going on the track. You just can't, you can't see how close it really is, because all you can see is the one car at a time.
Yeah.
As right now, we watch our leader, Tim Allman, coming around through one of the slowest sections on the track, and then he'll be out on the long straights, long curves, I guess you call them. I probably need to pull up a track map somewhere and try to get you guys some details on what this is. Let's see. Let's see what I can find. I know there's an actual German website that tells you all about Nürburgring. There it is, official Nürburgring website. And I think they even translated it into English for me, which is nice.
Yeah, it is. And something like our leader has said, if you can learn this track, you can race on it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's see. Let's get some info. The Norsclife. The Norsclife was actually named Green Hell. I think that was Jackie Stewart that named it that. But let's see.
Oh, Tim just had a problem.
Uh-oh. Let's go back over. I was doing my research. Let's see if we can find him out there. Tim, number 83.
It was a quick spin, got right back under there.
Did he hit anything?
Yes, he did. His back end.
Ah. Well, he's still in the lead at the moment. Let's see. He's out in front of Joe by 25 seconds. I think Joe running the fastest clean laps so far tonight. I mean, Tim was. But Joe is now starting to bite into that a little bit. Not much. Tim's still holding his own out there, 23, 24 seconds out.
And I don't think it'll hurt too much because he's got a pit here soon. He can fix whatever.
Yeah, these guys should be looking at the first pit stop. We're 40 minutes in on this race. I think Philip was saying he could probably, if he had a full tank of fuel, he could do it on one stop. But that makes sense because a full tank of fuel in a GTE car should last you about an hour. But we're not running full fuel. We're running 70% fuel. 45 minutes is 75%. So he should be real close. He might be coming in the end of this lap. But Joe has gone up 6 positions. He started in 8th and is now running 2nd. He did not get a qualifying lap in. And I think his fastest lap is still blank. No, he got one now, 8:22.9. He did get a fastest lap. It was his last lap. As we're watching our leader come into the pit lane, hard on the brakes, down to 37 miles an hour. Feels like you're crawling down this pit lane. And he will be using a fast repair for sure. That rear wing is bent up. Let's see. Hopefully that rear wing will just pop right back into place. Okay, there he goes. Everything's straight again. He's going to get some fuel. And he'll be back out on track. Joe and Bill also coming into the pit lane. Let's see. Bill number 50. Joe number 8. Yep, also all in the pit lane as Tim takes off, raring out to go, back out into turn 1. Through the chicane and down the hill into the Grand Prix section. Didn't realize I'd be sitting here talking this long. I got to, should have got some lifesavers or something.
Yeah.
Getting dry. Yeah. Well, I'm home away from home, so
yeah.
Don't have all my accessories close by. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a delay for Tim. Back out on track, increasing his lead again, back up to 28 seconds as Joe and Bill back out on track. Now that battle for second has now gotten to just a few seconds. As you can see in Bill's camera here, you can see Joe out in front of him when it goes to the rear position of the camera. You can see Joe right up there. Not too far out, about 3 seconds, 4 seconds gap. Once Bill's comfortable out here, this is, we're on lap 6. We've gone 5 laps, had to refuel, and now on to lap 6. And we are 45 minutes in on this 2-hour event. So. Now, Bill won last season. He won our GTE series last season. He was pretty excited about that. Coming back to defend his title and ran into Philip, who started mid-season last year. And we could tell right away he was going to be a force to reckon with. So, Tim, obviously, you can see on track, is also very strong in the GTE series. If he hadn't had his job change, I think Tim would be right up there in the hunt with these guys in the points championship. Tim has moved and changed jobs and had to take down the rig, throw it in the back of the truck, and haul it 1,000 miles across the country. And he's got it set back up tonight, and he is out front. with a 30-second lead, very comfortable lead. From second place, Joe Fierro. Joe has been doing great this season. He's actually really doing well also in the GT3 series with us. I believe he is third in the points over there. So Joe having a really good season with us now that he is racing more with our group. Doing really good. Looks like he's having fun. And yeah, he's third in the points championship over there. Only 12 points out of first after 3 races. Or 20 points out of first, 12 points out of second. And that's our Sunday night Dragonfire GT3 Challenge series. But this is the Grandpa's Kitchen .com GTE series, also sponsored by Pam's Pole Position Award, that we run every Tuesday night. Now this is our season finale, and the next season will not begin for quite some time. We're gonna have a couple months delay, not delay, but we are gonna run a short recruitment series. We'll have to see if we're gonna be willing to put up some points on the board so everybody stays competitive out there. Don't let anybody slack off. But we're going to have a little bit of a break, let everybody regroup, and get ready for our winter series, which will be season 4, coming in starting in November. a little chance to grab something to hopefully keep me talking for a little longer. It's a little dry. As we went to the rear bumper cam, Joe Fierro, this is Joe in P2 right now. And that the headlights you see behind him is Bill Edwards in third spot. Now Bill just about got him there as they were coming down the long straight. That's where Bill would have had a lot of momentum in the draft there. Now they're back in the stadium section into turn one. And you can see Bill in his number 50 BMW M8 grandpaskitchen.com sponsored car. Right on Joe's bumper, not giving him any room to make a mistake. If Joe has an error here, that is gonna change the position. Now, if Bill manages to get up here on the podium, he could do well. He could do well.
Very much.
Especially if he gets that 0x. Now, the problem he has is that Philip is still burning down the laps. Now, when Philip left the track, not on his own, he was 142 seconds behind when he got back on track. And he has now brought that back to an 80-second deficit. So he's already picked up a full minute on his on what he dropped. So even though he's got a couple cars in between him and Bill, I think he just got by Mooney. Mooney was in fourth. He must have just gone in for a pit stop, because Mooney says he went in on lap 7. Everybody else went in on lap 5. I believe that was because Mooney had an incident on lap 1. So he was off sequence on the pit stops. Then that dropped him back down to 6th spot. Depending on where Brandon popped out of that. Yeah, he's ahead of Brandon. So Mooney should be in the 6th position now. Let's go check it out. Let's go see where he's at. Watching his rear bumper cam isn't going to do us much, is it? Not when there's nobody around him. I was wondering why the track was really dark there. But you could still hear the car. So there he is, going through the stadium section. And it looks like he will be in 6th position when he comes back around, crosses the line again. He's got quite a lead against Brandon, but that means Philip has moved up to 5th with Bill in 3rd, Kyle in between them, and Kyle having damage, but Kyle hopefully used his fast repair on that pit stop, got it all cleaned up. And that is going to be pretty interesting. Now we are, again, 8 times time tonight. So time is flying by. It's already 2 a.m. And we have more than an hour left. We've got an hour and 4 minutes left in this race, plus whatever lap they're on. So it'll be 2 hours plus finishing that final lap. And that will put us well into the morning, probably around 10 a.m. Because with 8x time, you see it's finally working out. I finally got it to work. I remember earlier in the season, I'm sure you fans out there watching remember when I was trying to get these night races figured out. that I would try to get them set so they'd start at a certain time and end at a certain time. Well, I finally got it figured out, and it's working here tonight. So they started in the daytime. They went into dusk, sunset, into the night. Oh, is that car stopped? No, that was my stream. Sorry about that. That was my internet to the hotel here. It looked like he stopped. But Mooney has not stopped. He's still cruising along. After his pit stop last lap, he is now 77 seconds behind the leader. He's currently in 6th spot. And his last lap time is just about to post here with an 8:36 was his last lap time. Now, if you notice on some of the guys on the right-hand side on the top, it'll show their lap times. It'll show last lap, which it just showed. That right there, that's position changes. So Mike Mooney has gone up 5 positions from his starting position, but he will drop back down 2 more of those. So he'll be up 3 still from his starting position. That's the time interval between, it should be between where you are in the car in front of you. That's the fastest lap. Now you notice that Mooney and Kyle do not have a fastest lap. That's because the fastest lap only will mark on the simulator when they run a lap without any X's, a complete 0X lap. So that is why Mooney and Kyle do not show a fastest lap. But you can still see their last lap, even if it was with an X, it'll post the last lap time. And hopefully, yep, I'm still going. Nope. All right. Let's see, we'll go back to our fast, whoever's out there being exciting. Let's see what it does. Looks like Joe is being exciting at the moment. Bill's still right behind him. So still this battle for 2nd spot. I'm pretty sure Bill's going to be content here for a while, not trying to get up too close, trying to avoid those incident points. But with a P3 on the night, we are halfway through, and they are still really close together. See, I like that. That chase cam was pretty cool. These guys, yeah, he's quite a bit farther back now than he was earlier. I think he's backed off a little, just kind of riding back there, not trying to push it. He was earlier, he was close trying to get by, but I think he's realized that it's probably a good idea to stay on the track and not worry so much about getting by. So this is the passenger side view from Bill Edwards' car. And you can see Joe up there. You can see his headlights shine up on the track. You can see there's definitely a gap there now. That has moved into a 1.5. That's what 1.5 seconds looks like at 150 miles an hour through the corners. As they're coming into the front stretch, flat out here, 5th gear, shifting into 6th as they go down into turn 1. Hard on the brakes, slight right-hand turn, and then into the chicane. And that is done in 2nd gear, and then up through 3rd, and then 4th, and then down the bottom of the hill. As they kind of let off, try to keep as much power into it as possible. Right-hand turn, this is the Grand Prix course. Gives you a good view of the Grand Prix course at night. And you can see the gap. 1.8 seconds, now almost 2 seconds to Joe Fierro out in front. They look closer in this angle, but from the cockpit you can tell that there is definitely a gap there. let's go. Let's go through the field. We'll start up front here. Tim, out in the lead. Back out on the Nürburgring. He now has what looks like a 40-second lead over Joe in second spot. So Tim is through the first segment. Almost. This is the last set of corners in the first segment of the Nürburgring. And then he will hit the longer straights, the quick hairpin, and then get down into the mountain area. Joe in second place, 40 seconds back, 41 seconds back. Joe in his Corvette. So Tim's in a Ferrari. Joe is in the Corvette. The blue Corvette. And you can see, every once in a while, you can see a light. The light from Bill's car shine on the back of his car, and it kind of lights it up a little. From Tim's car, you can't see any light behind it because the gap is too large between the car in front of him. But Joe is pulling out a little bit of a gap now.
That's because Joe hit the wall a little bit.
Uh-oh. And that's Joe stretching it out. His last lap was an 8:25. And Bill is also running 8:25. But if Bill tagged the wall, that means the 0X is gone. I'll switch back over to his car. I doubt we'll be able to see any damage in the dark. His lights are all still there, so he didn't do anything that bad. Let's see if I can catch a glimpse of the mirrors as he goes around. Looks like he's got both mirrors still on the car.
It wasn't a hard time.
Yeah. Doesn't take much.
No.
Doesn't take much. So Bill in the third spot. We'll go back here to Kyle, who's running in fourth. In his Corvette. So we got Ferrari, Corvette, BMW, Corvette out there in the top four. And then Philip Scott is now gaining on Kyle. You can see a little bit of flash back there, 10 seconds back as they go down this high-speed section downhill through the Eifel Mountains. I wish you could see the elevation change on the stream. I wish there was a way to show that because it's quite an elevation change. All right, well, there's Kyle Dooley running in the fourth spot. He was collected by his brother right here in this corner back on lap 6. That was 2 laps ago, which would have been about 15, 20 minutes ago as they got back around. Kyle limped around and got his car fixed, lost that position to Joe and Bill. And then got his car fixed and back going again. So he looks like he's doing just fine again. He did start in the 7th position, so he still gained 3 positions from the start. He's 35 seconds back right now of Bill Edwards. Whoop. Is that Kyle in the pits? I think his car just moved to the pits.
It did.
I didn't see him go off track. Watching the replay, he has dropped. Kyle has dropped. Not one of our season regulars, but usually really fun to watch and good driving when he's out here. But Kyle has called it a night by the looks of it. That appeared to be self-inflicted. Not an internet problem. But as we can see, Joe and Bill are now back within 1 second. Maybe after Bill had his little contact, he's not worried about that X anymore. And now he just needs to win the race and stay ahead of Philip. Where Philip is 40 seconds back. He was just a few seconds behind Kyle, but Kyle has dropped now, so that's going to change the order a little bit. And where Bill had already passed Kyle, it's going to kind of put Philip just 1 spot back. That's only going to be a 1 point difference. And without the 1X, that is not going to equal 26 points. So Bill, I believe, is going to have to settle for second place in the championship with that sequence of events. But now that he is not worried about those X's, I think he's going to be a little more aggressive out here on the racetrack. See if he can catch a line and get by. They're coming up on the long straight, so he gets a draft coming out of here. They're coming around the last couple corners. Oh, he's going wide around the outside. He is side by side going to the corner as they approach the long straightaway. Oh, and he just backs off as Joe cuts out in front. If Bill lost a little traction, that was not the place to do it. He dropped back about a second there as he probably started to lose it. But now he's on that long straight. He should be able to gain back up, but he should have probably waited and stayed behind and then done that move on the straightaway, because now he's got a full 0.8 of a second to catch. It is a long straight, but only halfway down it. He's still got 0.7 to go. He's not going to get him where he probably had him lined up to do it if he would have waited just a little longer. Now he's got to catch him through the corners unless he wants to wait another 8 minutes in third spot. He can get him down this front straight. This front straight on the pit straight is another good spot to pass if you get it lined up right. Here he comes out of here. He's only 0.5 behind. I think he missed it again, misjudged it again. This straight is not anywhere near as long, so he'd have to do it very quickly, and he's not there. He might go into this corner just a few tenths down, but it looks like Joe. I think we've got a new steel man, David. I think Joe is ice veins or nerves of steel or whatever you want to call it, because that guy has had Kyle behind him and had an error, and now Bill behind him not being able to get by. So Joe is out there and doing his thing. So Kyle is out of the race. Philip goes by the pit lane right now, takes over the 4th position, is now 1 position back, just 37 seconds behind Bill Edwards. As it looks like Kyle's Corvette is set up for more of the GP track than Bill's BMW. Kyle is really pulling away from me. He gained 2 full seconds, almost 3, through that Grand Prix section. They're going to hit the chicane here at the end, and we'll switch over to Tim, who is our leader. We're approaching 4 a.m. So only about 15 more minutes, and we will see the sun once again. So the last 35 minutes or so of this race will be in the daylight, as the drivers will then have to navigate sunrise in the Eifel Mountains. And I think it was like half an hour ago I was going to go to some history of this thing. I think that's actually where I was headed. Let's see if I can find some details here. 73 corners is the Nordschleife by itself. 300 meters, that's 1,000-foot elevation change, is the elevation change between, around one lap. So, 1,000 feet elevation change. That's just insane. You wouldn't even want to walk up 1,000 feet. But, these guys do it every lap. The Eifel region, of course, is the mountains. Gradients of up to 18% going up, and then 11% going down. So the racetrack opened originally in 1927, and Rudolf Caracciolo won the first race, and the birth of the Silver Arrows, which would have been the Mercedes back in those days. All right. Well, on the actual Nordschleife itself, which is not this full track, the record time is 6 minutes and 11 seconds, set in 1983. Now, they don't run Grand Prix over there anymore. That would have been an official race time at 6:11. Now, they do run test cars over there, though, still, even just as recent as 2018, the Porsche 919 Hybrid, which is a LMP1 car from the Le Mans group from the FIA. That car ran a 5-minute 19-second lap at Nordschleife, which is unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable to be able to go that fast. You can also drive it yourself. I don't know if you knew that, but you can actually go with your own car and drive around the Nordschleife.
But don't wreck.
Yeah, don't wreck.
Whatever you wreck, you have to pay for it.
Good advice. Don't wreck. Let's see what else we get here. History, maybe? We got a history thing in here. Little history lesson. 95 years of racing. Yeah, they're coming up on their 100th anniversary. It's be pretty interesting. Let's see. Oh, it's like a timeline. Oh. How do you move down the timeline? Oh, it's still loading pictures. 1925. Groundbreaking ceremony. 1927 was the premiere. 1934 is what they call the birth of the Silver Arrows. 1940, they stopped racing because of World War II. During the war years, the Sports Hotel Tribune was used as a military hospital and also served as division headquarters. In 1943, the wire fencing surrounded the ring had to be taken down and handed over to the arms industry. Probably be melted down and turned into defense or weapons.
Yep.
In 1947, they raced motorcycles on the track with and without sidecars. Could you imagine sidecars?
That could have been fun.
Admission for the race was watched by 80,000 spectators, and admission to the race was paid in sausages, potato salads, rolls, and wine by some people. Back in the day. 1951 was the very first Formula One race, won by one of the most famous racers in Italian history, Alberto Ascari. He won the Grand Prix of Germany in a Ferrari. And if you notice the last name, Ascari, that is also the guy who has the chicane at Monza named after him. The long chicane, the third chicane, is called the Ascari chicane. Ferrari driver in the 50s. 1953, they did a 1,000-kilometer race there in the WSC, which would have been the World Sports Car Championship, the predecessor to the FIA. 1954, post-war enthusiasm brought back the Mercedes-Benz with its Formula One Silver Arrow. And that year, 1954, they had over 400,000 spectators. So went from 80,000 to 400,000 in just a few years. 1957, Juan Manuel Fangio won the Grand Prix in a Maserati, crowning himself world champion for the 5th time. It went down in history as one of the greatest races the track has ever seen. He appeared to be hopelessly behind and ultimately managed to overtake the leading Ferraris of Peter Collins and Mike Hawthorne, clinching his third and final victory at the Nürburgring. Let's go back as we see the sun coming up on the track. We are still watching Tim Allman come around with the sun shining down, peeking over those Eifel Mountains, as the racers are probably very happily coming into the daylight hours. It is now 4:45 a.m. at the racetrack. The sun is starting to come up. And now that we can start to see the cars and not just the headlights, we'll be able to assess some of the damage that may have happened overnight that they may or may not have repaired. It looks like Tim's Ferrari is missing a hood. But he's still out front with a 35-second lead, so his lead is slowing down a little bit. But I'm guessing 45, probably within the next 2 laps, he's going to be coming in, because they pit on lap 6 last time, and they are just starting lap 10. So they're probably going to be 2 more laps, and they'll be coming in, so Tim will hopefully be able to use his second fast repair and correct the front of that car as he just enters the Nordschleife right now. Joe Fierro has extended his lead from Bill Edwards. Let's jump back and see how they're doing back there. Joe is in the number 9 car, is it? No, that's not Joe, is it?
Bill has a little
No,
bit of a
no,
thing.
that's Justin. There he is. There's Joe. And then we have Bill Edwards in the 50 car. In the 3rd position, Philip Scott has moved up to 4th spot. These guys are looking pretty clean. Don't look like they're having any issues or damage going on. Mooney.
Bill's front end is damaged.
Bill's nose is?
Yeah.
Pretty minor if it is. I can't tell from that angle, but we'll watch him a little bit. Yeah, yep, you can see it. The front end does have some damage on there. So hopefully it's not causing too much trouble for him and he can stay there in that 3rd spot. But that is probably why the gap to Joe has moved to 14 seconds. And unfortunate for Bill, but if he looks in his rearview mirror, he is going to see the green Corvette of Joe Fierro only 4.5 seconds back now, trying to gain back that time he lost from an internet glitch. And he has been running some screaming times. His best lap now is an 8:10, which was last lap. He is really flying. Now the sun's coming up. The track is at its coldest point of the day. Track temp is 84 degrees. The sun is not quite up high enough to change temp yet. Still coming down, just hit 83. We got Mooney out here in the 5th position. He is currently in the pit lane. He might be getting some repairs by the looks of that rear wing. And then in 6th, Brandon Dooley, also sitting in the pit lane, but his car doesn't appear to be damaged at that point. And there he goes, back out of pits. And then Justin in the number 9 car is in 7th position. Still going on the lead lap. And that's through the field. The cars that are left on track, Kyle Dooley, Mackenzie Mann, have dropped out of the battle. As we see, Philip has now caught. Oh, and a little slide from Bill as they're going through the Eifel section, nice little mountainous section.
Good, Philip.
Oh, and there he goes. Philip goes by. Oh, and Philip hits a curb. Oh, that's going to be tight. He hangs on, locks him up, goes around the corner. and holds on for the third position. Wow, what a pass. We've been fortunate tonight to catch the action. We've been watching. You know, I'm pretty sure I mentioned early that, it might not look like a lot's going on, but there's a lot of action and a lot of racing happening out there as these guys, even though they're quite a few seconds apart, in that constant battle to try to run each other down. Looks like Mooney and Brandon have had what should be their final pit stop. They should be able to make it to the end from here. As we'll flip back to what iRacing thinks is fun. And I'm going to take a quick break, so stay on here and watch some action. I'll be back in less than 5. Well, looks like I can't step away for 5 minutes, can I? It appears.
I think he missed the pits and he tried to go back and he just qualified himself.
He missed the pit lane.
Randomly went off for no reason, even though I had it on.
So that is it for Tim. He is out. And our leader has made an error. And look at this. Look at who is out in front. Joe Fierro
My black flag
is in the pit lane. Let's see who comes out first. Joe is out. Philip's talking on the radio right now, so sorry for talking over him. I can't hear what they're saying. Bill Edwards is out. Philip is still there, still in the pit lane. Not sure what happened, but we now have a new leader. Joe Fierro is out front. Bill Edwards in second spot. Philip Scott is back on track. Just going through the turn 1 chicane. And it looks like Tim did miss the pit entrance. Did you see a DQ come across, David?
Yeah, it just blacked out. Looks like it would have disqualified somebody. I tried to clear it when I was just going to give him a 30-second.
A hold.
And we were just.
Okay. Unfortunate. This late in the race, really hard to take. Really hard to recover from something like that. Now, as you can see, Philip has recovered. Philip has recovered nicely from his early on incident. Not really sure why he stayed the extra 30 seconds in the pit lane. He pulled in ahead of Bill. Maybe he was trying to get communication out to Tim to find out what happened. But it appears that Tim is out. Joe's out front. Bill's in second. And Philip is in third place. We now have 32 minutes to go in the race. So we have 1/4 of the race to go. Joe's our biggest mover of the night. Mooney is coming around almost to the long straight. When he gets back past the start finish line, he will take the 5th position from Tim. And then Justin, another lap later, Justin is in the stadium section. So I don't think Justin stayed on the lead lap.
But he's still doing really good.
He's doing really good. He's doing great out there. He 365. Is that greater than? No, it's only 6 minutes. But I think on track, he's got Philip, Joe. Yeah, he's got Joe and Bill and Philip in front of him, so he's definitely a lap down. But doing good, doing really good. Now the battle is going to be up front. Bill Edwards 16 seconds off the lead. Philip Scott 44 seconds off the lead. He's already cut a couple seconds off of Bill's lead when he left the pits. But yeah, quite a night, man. We've had two times the leader has had an issue and dropped from the server. We had Brandon with a problem, locked up, had hard contact with his brother. Kyle from the 4th position dropped out of the race. Now, one thing you also got to remember for those guys, this is a 2-hour race with a half-hour qualifier, plus tacked on an extra 10 minutes. We are pushing the late hours. It is now 11:20 p.m. and there's still a half hour to go. So I know Brandon and Kyle both get up early. They both have to get up very early in the morning to start their day. So could be part of why Kyle dropped out, since he wasn't doing as well as he wanted to.
And Philip just hit the wall in the steps.
Oh! And he is in pit lane with damage, so he is in the process of towing back to the pits. This will give Bill a chance to stretch out that second place spot and give Brandon a chance to catch up, take away third, and see if they can knock Philip off that podium. I don't think it's going to hurt his chances tonight if he were to be last right now and end up in 7th or 6th position, because that's going to be the last car out there at the moment. I think he's still going to have enough points to well in hand hold on to the lead. No one else has had a 0x race tonight, except maybe Joe. But I don't think so. I think I've seen him hop off just a little, but maybe he might be the only one out there that has it. I'm going to go walk about. I'll leave the broadcast up here. I'm going to go check out and see what's going on. I'll be back with
Okay.
news. Well, we've got about 15 minutes to go. This is Ron with Big Widget TV coming at you from the Nürburgring with David from Last Man Standing Motorsports. We are covering the finale of Season 3 of the Grandpa'sKitchen.com GTE series. And this has been a season for the books, for the record books. Beginning of the race, Philip Scott with a 26-point lead has an internet connection drop right on the first lap of the race, knocks him down to the last position. We had 9 cars on track. We have had, in this 2-hour race, I think Joe, the leader, who is currently leading by 33 seconds over Bill Edwards in second. I think Joe is the only one who even has the remote chance of having a zero incident race tonight. Bill Edwards was moving up through the field, had a couple incidents, wiped out his 0x chances, but kept the car in reasonably good shape. Brandon had a huge spin and a wreck with his brother early on in the race, right around lap 7. Lap 5 to 7, somewhere in there, and he had to get a tow back to the pit lane. He couldn't keep going. After that, Kyle, his brother, went a couple more laps, fixed the car, but decided to drop out after that. Mooney had an issue on lap 1 while he was trying to pass for 3rd or 4th position. Locked up the brakes at the end of the long straight, hit the wall, and he has been struggling since, but has climbed back into the 5th position. Philip Scott, after his internet problems early, after Bill Edwards had his issues, has locked down the championship. We'll check on the points when we're done, but pretty sure he has that wrapped up. But he has gotten to 4th position. He was up into 2nd and then had a pit lane violation with a 40-second hold penalty. And then while he was trying to catch up, spun out and slammed into the wall. Has since been towed, repaired, and back out in the 4th spot. But he is well over 3.5 minutes back from the leader. Joe Fierro, if he runs incident-free for the next 11 minutes, plus whatever lap he's on, will definitely have this one in the bag for the win of the season finale. Bill Edwards, only 33 seconds back, is almost 2 minutes ahead of Brandon in 3rd. Brandon is running some really clean laps now. He's got his car fixed. He's got everything back together again. And I believe one of his last laps was around an 8:16. So running pretty quick laps. Brandon's fastest lap is recorded as an 8:21, but he did have an off track. Philip Scott still has the fastest lap of the race with an 8:10. That 8:21 for Brandon was his last lap, so it must have been the lap before. He said he was running really quick. And he also did go off that lap, so he might have lost those 5 seconds. Justin ran, looks like 11 laps, 10 laps of this race. It's going to be probably, in my estimation, we're going to have 14 laps total. Justin ran 10 of them. Was frustrated with getting out here and running for the first time. That is definitely something not to be frustrated about. This track is brutal, complicated, complex, difficult, and brutal. So, just being out there, just staying on the lead lap is, quite an accomplishment. So, ran really good. Just needs to get back on the horse and keep it rolling. So, hopefully he'll come out for some of our shorter series races and not the 2-hour Nürburgring Northcliffe combined 24-hour circuit. So 9 minutes to go. And unfortunately, Joe is coming around to the start-finish line now. Oh, if he doesn't get the white flag, this is going to be 2 more laps, which will push this even farther. We'll have to check with Bill. Bill's had a couple issues, been off track a couple times. Brandon had a couple incidents, but he's running really good right now. I'm trying to make up for some of that lost time. But we have 5 guys left. This has been a battle of attrition, as it usually is, with 5 guys remaining at the 9-minute mark, 8-minute mark. So we'll see if they got the yellow. I'll be right back. I'm going to check with Bill, see if they got the yellow, and I'll be right back up. Negative on the white flag. I said yellow. I said yellow, but I meant white. They did not get the white flag this time by. They will need to go around 2 more circuits. So we'll be here with you for another 15 minutes as the guys keep going around. Joe Fierro out in front. We're on lap 14 of a 15-lap race. It will end at the end of lap 15. So we've still got 2 more to go. Joe is just getting through the Grand Prix circuit. Going down to high-speed kink, going to grab the chicane and back out onto the Nordschleife. And Joe just ran his best lap, his best segment of the infield on that part of the track. So good job for him. Running a really good lap this late in the race. Hopefully he doesn't push it a little too far, because Bill is only 33 seconds behind him. And one little mistake here with 2 to go can definitely put you out of it. Brandon also last pit on lap 10. Let's see if that... Yeah, you can go 5 laps. You can go 5 laps on a tank of fuel. So as long as he filled up all the way, he'll be good. Now, those guys that didn't top off all the way and were planning on 14 laps in this race are going to have to make another stop and go for fuel. Let's go through the field as it's coming to a close here. See where everybody's at. This is Joe Fierro out front in section 1 of the Nordschleife. Go over here to Bill Edwards, who is also now in section 1 of the Nordschleife. He's 32 seconds behind, gaining very slightly on the first place Joe Fierro. Looking really smooth as he's going around with 2 laps to go. Jump back to Brandon, who is in the Grand Prix track. Coming through the chicane, pulling out of the Nordschleife. And around the Eifel Mountains once again. In 4th spot, our championship leader, Philip Scott, who looks like he'll be holding on to that lead at the end of the race, being our season finale. Looks like he will have the championship locked up. Of course, we have to wait till the checkered flag flies. We'll run some points, run some numbers, see where everybody's at, and post our points after the race. Whoops. Did I freeze up? Just lost connection. Let's hope everything's right where it was. Oh, look at that, it is. You know, the way I run the streams when I'm on the road, it sure helps. Because The internet from here to home is not very good. Switch over to Mooney. He's running in the 5th position. He did say he had some optional repairs last time he came into the pits, but did not take them. So he's finishing up with some damage, but not enough to cause him to stay in the pit lane or drop out of the race. So he's still going. And Mooney likes to run tight fuel runs, so it's possible that he may need to come in for a splash and go at the end of this lap. We'll see. Because I believe he is just finishing up his 13th lap. So he will still have 2 more to go at the end of this one. Appreciate you guys hanging on with our broadcast. I appreciate you guys sticking with us tonight. This has been quite a show. This is definitely a season finale. It's been a great race to watch. A lot of action all the way around. We are down to the last 2 laps, and now I would say the positions are pretty stable, but it is Nürburgring, and you never know what'll happen. So as you can see, Mooney's car has a little bit of damage there on it. He's coming around trying to stay on the lead lap with 2 to go this time by for Mooney. He's coming up to the hairpin, top of the hill here. And as usual with this race, the one who stays the cleanest is the one that wins. And Joe Fierro has run the cleanest race. Bill has been about second in that category. So definitely a good competitive race. Now there's Brandon with a good lap. He ran an 8:18 last lap. Really strong on the finish there, doing really good laps here at the end. Joe running in the 8:20s and Bill in the 8:30s. So I don't think Bill's going to catch him at this point. The gap is 28 seconds. He is moving in, but Joe just had a really good last lap. And the gap, I think, is just too strong. As we watch Mooney go down the long stretch, as he comes into the tight technical corners right before the start-finish line. He completes his 13th lap. As he goes across the line, we'll see if he's going to stop in for fuel. Nope, not this time by. He's going to keep going. So he's got at least enough for 1 more. Fuel does matter here. I mean, it's an 8-minute lap. If you miss the pit lane, you are toast. So we saw that with Tim earlier on in the race. He missed that pit entrance and tried to back up into it and got DQ'd. That is not allowed. You cannot back up on the race circuit. Even though nobody was around. Still can't do it. Not sure what he would have had to do from that point, if he could have towed, if they would have got him in quick or not. Not sure how long that would have been. But we didn't find out because he had his error and dropped out of the race tonight. But that still leaves him in 7th position. Should be a good position for finishing. All right, let's see. I think Joe has crossed the line. Yep, Joe has crossed the start-finish line and is now on his white flag lap. He is in the Grand Prix section of the racetrack. I wonder. I tried to do this once. I don't know where it went. I tried to put the flags up. I'm not sure where they went. But if we watch Brandon, as he comes across, he's coming down to that long straight right now. As he comes across the line, we should have a flag pop up somewhere. And if I see it, I'll snag it and move it over so we can have flags. I run these on my own rig. I haven't been able to get him to work here on the overlay yet. But he's coming down the long straight, hits this tight technical section right before the start-finish line in the pit straight. He should be popping up with a white flag message on his screen. So hopefully we'll see that to be able to move it around. Now maybe you have to be in the car to get the white flag message to pop up. Oh, he's coming in for a splash of fuel. He did not have enough to go to the end, so Brandon has to grab a little bit more go-go juice to get to the end of this one. And the flags did not show. So let me see. It might be because I'm watching the race. Lighting garage is off. On. Not getting it. Not getting it. Huh. Not sure why I can't see him. But I can't. They're all on, just not getting them. I think it has something to do with the fact that I am not driving. Because I can see them on my car when I'm driving in my own car. So sorry about that. Don't have the flags up there. We'll see if we can figure that out. Race Labs has made the new map recently, and I really like that new map. The other app also had a map that had some good information on it. So might switch back, but for now, we're running the Race Labs app. Brandon got his fuel for one more, which was required the beginning of lap 15 for him. And as we watch him finish through, looks like Philip has also made it through. He is now out onto the Grand Prix section of the racetrack. I think Mooney is leading the pack out there on the circuit. He's not. I mean, he's in fifth position. He is in front of the leader. But on the track itself, if you're looking at the track map, he is the first car in the group. He is 25 seconds in front of our leader, Joe Fierro, as they come up about halfway around. And still cruising along. I think this little left-hand hairpin with the concrete in it is halfway. Right there, the banked hairpin. Joe is 25 seconds back from that. He is now coming through that section right now on his final lap of the race. Bill is still 30 seconds back. Has not been able to close that gap here in the last couple laps of the race. As we see him go through the concrete hairpin. And there he goes. And that's first and second, and Mooney in fifth, who's leading the charge back to the stripe. He'll have one more lap to go after this is finished. And with these being long ones, and this race going long, this race is now As we said, it would end at 10 in the morning. This is now at 11:20. It's almost noon. Track temp up to 99 degrees. With these high temperatures that the guys have not been used to, Joe Fierro could still have an issue as we come to a close here. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully he'll be fine. Be able to close this up. As we watch our leader come around the high-speed section into the other concrete hairpin right up here. Joe scoots through quickly. He's got a big right-hand sweeper and then on to the long straight. And after he hits that long straightaway, he is pretty much done. A couple corners to go at the end of it, and he will have the victory. So we are well past the 2 hours that this race was scheduled to go. Joe has completed the final, or is completing the final lap, going down the straightaway for the last time. As he hits the kink and starts into the technical section. Right here.
Nice win,
We
Joe.
are going to see a checkered flag and a very happy Joe Fierro as he ends the season with a victory. And Bill is probably congratulating him. I can't hear what they're saying out there, but Bill's chatting on the radio. And there he goes across the line. Joe Fierro, our winner of the season finale, the grandpaskitchen.com season finale at the Nürburgring Nordschleife combined.
Thanks, Bill.
Congratulations to Joe. Great victory, great run. Ran clean. And we have the rest of the guys to finish up. Is Joe probably going to pop out of his car here and take a well-deserved rest. We will jump back to our second place driver and see if we can catch him going across the line. There he goes. There's Bill Edwards for P2. He does finish ahead of Philip Scott, will close on the points, but not enough tonight to make that gap of 26 points go away. Here is Brandon in the third spot, coming around. He's right now in the fastest section of the track. The high-speed section with the corners. That's got to be one of the most hair-raising sections of the racetrack. We'll watch him finish it up. A couple corners to go. Going to hit the next second concrete hairpin to the left. The second half of this corner, and then he will be one turn away from the long stretch. Oop, hits the inside curb, pops out of it, but still hangs on. He takes the right-hand sweeper. He's going to So Joe, what a run, buddy. That was incredible to watch.
That was an interesting race.
Yeah, that was one heck of a race, man. You were smooth all day, all race through the night, no big issues. Everybody around you was error here, error there, hit the wall. One guy, Tim, ran out of fuel, missed the pit lane. Man, it was, everything fell your way. So it was a great run.
Thank you. No,
yeah.
I knew I wasn't the fastest driver. I didn't get to practice. I only ran right before the race, so I had no idea what the track was going to be at night.
Yeah.
So I lost quite a bit of time at the night run, but my strategy was like, don't take myself out. That was about it.
Well, I think everybody else did. So even though you weren't the fastest, you were definitely out front at the end. It was really a lot of fun to watch. I wasn't able to be in the car tonight. I actually had to. I'm on the road working, so.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't able to race tonight, but
yeah,
it was.
It's a fun race.
Yeah,
really
it was
fun.
really fun. I've been here in the booth announcing the whole thing and trying to keep it exciting, and and it definitely was. So definitely was. Yeah. Good job. I think we still got one car still left out there trying to get around. Mooney's doing his final lap. He was only like 20 seconds in front of you.
Oh,
You
wow.
guys crossed the line, but he managed to stay on the lead lap, and he's going to finish it up. So we'll watch him go around as we finish this out. But yeah, what a run, man! I was really impressed with the way you stayed strong. You made no errors when Kyle Dooley was behind you for quite a while. I think it was probably at least 2 full laps right on your tail.
Yeah, he
And
was.
then- Yeah.
So was
He-
Bill. Bill
did the
was
same
pretty
thing.
fast.
Yeah, but then Bill was back there for about 5 laps, but he made a mistake with about halfway through that and fell back. He caught back up, but then I don't think he had enough for you.
Nice win, Joe.
He
Yeah,
was
good one,
fast.
Joe.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bill.
it was a great race, great win. Congrats to Philip on his championship. I think that pretty much locks it up. We'll run some points and make it official. Throw it out there on the board. But Philip, you had the lead. You had the race. You were out front. You had the time, and then your computer drops out on you. Your
Yep.
internet drops.
Yep.
So
And so-
those are the perils of iRacing.
I think it's something having to do with the too many USB slots in my can plug that once in my computer. I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's a problem, but I'm gonna because I have a Wi-Fi. Definitely not. I'm gonna order a brand new modem, put it in my room, and have the Ethernet go right from the modem in my room right to it. I'm serious.
There you go. There you go. No more internet drops for you.
But yeah, so it was that, and then I climbed like almost 2 minutes in an hour.
You had the fastest lap of the race with an 8:10. Joe, you put down an 8:22. You were actually running really strong at the end. I think one of your fastest laps, I think like second to last lap was probably your fastest lap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you were really cooking there at the end. You were right, nice and smooth. Brandon, you put down an 8:18 with 2 to go, but then you pulled in the pits because you ran out of fuel. You probably would have had a good lap that lap too.
Yeah, I had 2 good laps going, but I needed fuel to make it. So
Yeah,
Had to
I saw
stop.
that. Yeah, the lap. It was funny because I was watching the time, and Joe, you went by the line with like 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So you tacked on an extra lap by like 20 seconds.
Oh, wow. I should
Made everybody go another 8 minutes.
I was running it out. I'm like, I'm gonna run it out of fuel just to see what happens there, to see if I needed another lap or not. And sure enough,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Joe.
I didn't even know. I was just trying not to crash.
You did a great job. It was. I tell you what, from this end, watching it, couldn't have been better. It couldn't have been more exciting with everything going on. I mean, Philip was out front, lost the internet. Tim was out front, outran the pit lane. He missed the pits on the second stop. Kyle was out there battling with you guys. 3 or 4 of you guys were battling door to door with Kyle. And then I think it just got too late because he's got to get up early, and he just pulled over and stopped and got out. It's like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, he came on the radio. It's like it's I've reached my end. I gotta go.
Yeah. He was doing pretty good, but he was battling with Bill. Him and Bill, and also him and Joe, man, lap after lap after lap. It was great.
I think he would have had an even better car if he wouldn't have, if I wouldn't have collected him on lap 5 or 6, whatever, 4 or 5, whatever that was.
He limped back and got a fast repair. I think he was good after that. He was fast again. But yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun to watch. Congrats, you guys. Joe and Bill for the top spots there. Brandon for hanging on for a P3 after all that mess.
Yeah.
Nice win, Phil. Congrats, Phil.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
congrats to you, Bill, 2nd place. And,
we're gonna do
race
some race and championship. Good job, Bill.
and I've had a P3 finish and a P3 in the championship. So
Congrats to everyone.
yeah,
Really
been good
run.
racing, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you out there on the track more, Joe. It's you're really clean and really fun to race with. So hope
Thanks.
to see you out there more as we go. We're gonna do a short like a pre-race season.
Mhm.
It's not going to be for points or anything. We're just going to set up a schedule and run run a little pre-race. We're going to start up season 4 in November. So we'll have
great.
a little bit of a break. So we'll do a little season. Maybe we'll make it worth something and throw some, like, winners will get something. Who knows? We'll see what we can come up with.
As the champion, can I decide on a couple tracks?
No.
Sorry. It's a good idea. It really is a good idea, but no.
Yeah, you don't run too fast.
If
We
anything,
appreciate
everybody
the
else
thought.
gets to pick, and you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We do appreciate the thought, though. It's the thought that counts, right?
We want you
No,
to think your opinion matters.
We actually already have a track list. I think you guys are gonna like it. I've seen it. I think you guys are gonna like next season's track list, at least for the temp season. And as you guys have seen with GT3, we're starting to add some of these new tracks in, and trying to make it a little more exciting. And I think that'll help. I think that'll help keep everybody excited about being out there. I know, Red Bull Ring's coming to GT3. We'll probably see that soon here in GTE. They're actually doing some new tracks. They're talking about doing the Hungaro Ring, and some other stuff that I think everybody really likes to race. So,
Bah, humbug.
okay, top 5.
I had to finish. I wasn't about to pull over and let Joe just pass me, so took me an extra 8.5 minutes to finish my race.
Yeah, we noticed. I was here watching the whole time.
Oh, I was the only one left on the track. You gotta watch.
Good job, though. It was a good job. You did good.
You were the most exciting car on track.
Oh, for
Yes, yeah.
for the last 7 or 8 minutes, man, you were it.
Well, hey, let's put it this way. I could have pulled over, let Joe pass me, right? And then
You
my
just
race would have
finished
been
it,
done.
yeah.
And just
Yep.
finished it. But what if Philip or Brandon bang it into the wall and have to tow?
You never know.
There's
You
an
never
extra
know.
position.
That's right. That's right.
You just don't give up. So, and I hate giving up. And I still finished on the lead lap. So
There you go. That's the big key right there. You finished on the lead lap. Well, I am excited to bring our race to a close, bring our season to a close. It's been really fun broadcasting. Grandpa'sKitchen.com has been excellent to sponsor us this year and let us keep these streams going live. Really excited to have those guys on board. And this is Ron from Big Wizard TV, and we're going to say goodnight. And thanks again for watching. Congrats to everybody. And we'll see you soon. We're doing lots more racing, but we'll have a little break on GTE. We'll start up something again here in November, but we will definitely do an off season. We'll do like a little short summer season to finish up the next few weeks. So we'll get that announced here in the next few days. Thanks, guys, and have a good night.
Thank you, guys. Good night.